As always, the atmosphere at the SFS on Origin night, absolutely superb. Nowhere else you would rather be, apart from watching it at home on television live, I guess. Plenty of Blues supporters here as Geoff Toovey about to take his team onto the field. And for the New South Wales Blues up against the Queensland Maroons, we go to Ray Warren.
Thank you, Peter. Good evening, everybody. New South Wales have left the sheds and to get their first greeting from their home crowd. They've won the series. They've levelled the State of Origin series at 8-all. That's already been achieved. But from Brisbane to Melbourne to home for New South Wales. Not such a bad crowd in at the Sydney Football Stadium. It has swollen in the last few minutes. Geoff Toovey has them out there. The Coca-Cola State of Origin winding down. The Blues looking to be the first New South Wales side to whitewash Queensland consecutively. And the Maroons now. They know what they've got to do. They did it to New South Wales in the middle 80s. Billy's got the voice box working. Now, the Queenslanders getting their normal reception in Sydney, which of course is reciprocated when the Blues visits Suncorp Stadium. It's a night that has got the feeling that all Origin matches have, even though the rubber might be already dead. Gary Larson equals Wally Lewis's record for the most consecutive Origin games tonight at 21. Just something about it. The feel of it, the smell of it.
There you see Jamie Goddard starting for Queensland tonight. He was named in the starting lineup at the MCG. Decided to go with Wayne Bartram on that occasion. Not so tonight.
Now, Julie Anthony is about to mount the dais for her rendition of Advance Australia Fair. There is none better. Here is Julie Anthony.
Performed tonight by Miss Julie Anthony.
Feel proud, Australia. Certainly feel proud of that lady. Really does a stirring rendition of the anthem. Cold night in Sydney. There's been some hail through this afternoon. Eddie Ward's in his 5th Origin game. An away game for Queensland. It would have been their choice, and Eddie Ward has got the whistle. And good luck to him. Andrew Johns is back tonight. And of course that relegates John Simon to the bench. One of the senior New South Wales players is Tim Brasher at the bat. As Peter has already told you, the first 2 games have been so close. 2 points the first match, 1 the second. And New South Wales have only scored 1 point in the second half of each of those games. So the stage is set. Game 3 in the Coca-Cola State of Origin is underway. Off the boot of Andrew Johns, and the kick eventually fielded and brought back by Gary Larson. One of the equal veterans of the game tonight. And now for Robbie O'Davis. Plenty of things on his mind, but at the moment, I would hope most prominent is rugby league. Clinton O'Brien taking it to ground on just beyond the 30-metre line. 51st Origin game tonight, with Queensland holding the balance of power by 2 more victories in its 51-game history. Jason Smith put down just inside New South Wales's area. Back for the kick off the boot of Benny Ikin, and it is going to come out to the 10-metre line for the restart. And
that is a great set of 6 to start a State of Origin game for Queensland. Culminating in this kick from Ben Ikin, torpedo down into the corner. Their second play was outstanding. Instead of sending the front rower just into the oncoming defence, he turned, found Adrian Lamb, a second man pass to Robbie O'Davis, something I haven't seen at Origin level too often. A clever play.
So the Blues bringing it away from their own line. Terry Hill first on the first set of 6 for New South Wales, and Nick Kosef out to his own 20-metre line. They choose to go on the right of the ground for Carroll to be tackled low by Larson. Over the top was Moore. Now Harrigan. Oh, big tackle. That was a beauty from O'Brien over the top. Carroll 42 metres out from his own line. Tuvey sweeping it away for Johns to kick. He has to go for the alternative, and that's with Brasher. Brasher's boot, sending it down to head for the sideline and cross it. Second minute of the game.
When you're starting big games like this, Ray, you want to get that first kick away well, and both sides have been able to accomplish that. Even though New South Wales are under pressure, they had it planned to throw back to Brasher, and a beautiful kick down the left-hand side. It's found touch. Took a bit of a right angle turn. Got the Shane Warne leg break going there, but just to start, both sides wanted.
Pack weights, little difference. New South Wales 9 kilograms heavier. Work by Adrian Lamb, playing on his home ground tonight. And Robbie O'Davis is met there by Jamie Ainscough. 2 former Newcastle players on opposite sides of the halfway line tonight. Billy Moore taken down, and the first penalty of the night is about to be ruled against Adam Muir.
A swinging arm there from Adam Muir. It was a clumsy attempted tackle. Eddie Ward just laying down the law early in the game. Didn't even go close to connecting. It was up around the wrong area.
So the kick from Ikin. First penalty of the game. And the tap has been taken for O'Brien to take it just into New South Wales's area. Kosef getting up a little bit slowly from attempting to make the tackle. Tierney is put away by Tuvey and by Muir. And then from Goddard for Lamb to switch the point of the attack. Ikin! Ikin has burst through! Ikin's on his way! He's going to score! Ikin scores for Queensland! Queensland have got first blood! Ben Ikin!
Well, what about that? Ikin, so much pressure on this kid coming into the series. The uncustomary role of 5'8". He just carved them up. So he frees it there. You can see the 2 New South Wales players have rushed up. That's opened up the hole in the middle, and Ben Ikin has shown tremendous speed. Timmy Brasher was up fairly close to his defensive line. That made it difficult for him. Ben Ikin, after a simple reverse of play here, Adrian Lamb just drifting across. New South Wales coming up quickly. Adam Muir was one of them. Got a little bit of help there from Neil Tierney. He wasn't a shepherd, but he didn't hurt proceedings. Ben Ikin, he's gone 40 metres to get exactly the kind of start Queensland were looking for.
Yeah, what a thing confidence can do. Ben Ikin didn't even look for support. He thought, I'll take Brasher on. And everything he's got out of the first 2 games, he poured into that run. Tremendous play by Queensland. Very positive start.
Julian O'Neill No coming off the bench for Julian tonight. Strikes it. Further 2 points are there for the Queensland Maroon. They lead 6 points to 0 at the 4th minute. Johns restarting. Queensland coming away to the reception committee. Back at the Sydney Football Stadium, it's Jamie Goddard. In the middle section of the set of 6 for Queensland following the try. The beautiful try from Ben Ikin. Now they put it through the hands. Billy Moore, he got a pass inside again for Ben Ikin. 32 metres away from the New South Wales line, the last tackle, Lamb will kick. He does that. He's looking on the right of the ground for Dallas. And Matt Sears is there to take it to ground. Oh, an exciting start for Queensland.
Oh, they're on fire. A very timely ankle tap on the far side set up the last play for Adrian Lamb. Beautiful kick because he found space. And all Matt Sears could do was to make sure he cleaned up. Adrian Lamb barking orders at his team. He just wants to keep the momentum going.
And dropout from Andrew Johns. 45 metres. Larson bringing it back. When I said he equals the most consecutive Origin games set by Wally Lewis, he's also playing his 21st Origin game. So Gary hasn't had a break since he entered Origin football. Moore swinging it away. Caution to the wind. Lamb puts the right foot step on. Muir was able to bring him down. It's back almost where it started from, but it's with Ben Ikin, the player of the moment. 20-metre line. Eddie Ward's whistle. There's a little bit of a scuffle up on the ground.
Yeah, we've got the 2 number 9s at it. Jamie Goddard and Andrew Johns. A little disagreement. Goddard would want to hope that this penalty, and that's if it draws a penalty, does not go against his team because they were in possession. Tim Brasher just pushing Billy Moore out of the way, so some tempers frayed out there at the moment. Let's just see if we can pick it up. Oh, there you saw Goddard in. He comes in, and he does hit Andrew Johns with a couple before Johns reacts. And from that, it would appear as though this will go against the Queensland side.
Goddard's apparently going to be penalised. But the Blues come up with it.
Well, that's very, very silly play from Jamie Goddard. They were in possession. They had a lot going for them, a great start, and all of a sudden the pressure is now off with Andrew Johns finding touch 35 out from his own line.
Carroll came back like a runaway tram, and the Queenslander, Goddard, I think it is absolutely in Disneyland. The trainer just picked him up like a bag of wheat and escorted him to the sideline. Queensland have come up with the football.
He's in all sorts of trouble, Jamie Goddard. They're trying to get him off on the far side. He's a long way away from the Sydney Football Stadium at the moment. Adrian Lamb just telling Eddie Ward that they've got a problem on the far side. Mark Carroll, he went into the collision. He went back to tell Jamie Goddard, well, that's not Goddard, that looks like Clinton O'Brien.
It's Clinton O'Brien, you're quite right.
He just got poleaxed.
Now they come up out of the scrum and Mark Carroll is throwing them. Andrew Johns is looking for Goddard. He's into Goddard. Carroll is into his opposition, prop forward. And the Origin at the Sydney Football Stadium has really blown up.
We heard about aggression coming into this game, and there's Andrew Johns trying to get around the touchdown.
Oh, he's landed it right on the pecker.
Well, this is unbelievable.
I don't know about Andrew Johns taking Jamie Goddard on a third time.
Well, I tell you what, Jamie Goddard cleaned him up the second time, and that's why we saw Andrew Johns looking to get around one of the officials to get another go at him, because Goddard, he didn't miss.
So Johns has got blood streaming from a mouth wound. And in the interim, Clinton O'Brien is being assisted from the far side of the ground. He was absolutely poleaxed legitimately by Mark Carroll. And the manner they got him off the ground worried me. I won't labour the point, simply to say the way they took him off worried me. Now, the judiciary is about to meet.
Well, that's Craig Smith, the number 16. He's only been on there a matter of seconds, replacing Clinton O'Brien. I think you'll find O'Brien on the far side with the Carroll incident. It was a head clash, and he came out of it much the worse for wear. And the penalty will go Queensland's way here. Mark Carroll being spoken to and laying the law down himself. It appears as though it will be to no avail, because it will go against
the sideline. A couple of the toughest men ever to play Origin. Blocker is salivating. Trevor, you were about to talk about Clinton O'Brien's big start to the game.
Yeah, well, actually, he did start very well, and they're going to miss him at the moment. Clinton was getting a couple of good shots on, and he went a bit high then, and Spud got him with a bit of an elbow, but that's Fatty wanted some more aggression in the game, and that's what he's got.
Do you think there was an elbow in it?
Oh, mate, of course there was.
Okay.
Well, Andrew Johns was actually on his way to the blood bin and had to be recalled, so that Eddie Ward could have a few words with him as well.
Now, what about Big Stephen? Your view of it, you were right underneath it. You're in the tunnel there with them.
I reckon he started it.
Well, Queensland were all over him in the first 5 minutes. They hadn't had the football. They're on a barrage of attack. And I think they just had to turn it up. John's just got 10 minutes. He's got a cut in his mouth. He has to get sewn up anyway. That'll be the full 10 minutes.
Well, we've actually just got news that he's been placed on report, Andrew Johns, for trying to get to Jamie Goddard after it appeared as though things had died down a touch. There's the two front rowers, Carroll and Craig Smith, getting involved, and then it just developed into a whatever.
So let's get back with it. Jason Smith. Now Craig Smith it is. Actually, it was Jason Smith who was on the end of Mark Carroll's barrage of punches. Billy Moore is out wide, running like a centre. Driven down by the Blue, who incidentally trailed by 6 points to 0. We seem to have forgotten that Queensland have opened them up a couple of times and lead 6-0. Now they come on the right of the ground for Lamb to go inside the 10-metre line, puts the grubber in. Sears is back to clean it up. But again, it's a line dropout and more pressure for the Blues.
Yeah, an intelligent play by Queensland. They've let the fight go beyond them and they've just got on with the football. Speaking to Adrian Lamb Monday night, he thought it was absolutely imperative that Queensland scored first. He didn't think New South Wales could come from behind. They're going to get their opportunity to test that theory. But Adrian Lamb controlling this game, he has the ball on the string at the moment.
Gary Larson comes off and Bartram goes on, and Dean Pay has gone on for Paul Harrigan, as Ben Eichen, who scored the try at the 4th minute, takes it to the 30-metre line. Now for Neil Tierney, one of many Manly players in the game tonight. Not as many as North Sydney. They've created a club record with 7 players participating in this game tonight. Away now, a long ball for Lamb, then with Moore, and then Eichen lurking as a second phase play, and then it's with O'Davis. 10 metres away from the New South Wales line for Eichen. He runs to them with the hands on the ball out in front of him, and then it came off Tuvi's feet. And a knock-on has been ordered. Propelled forward.
Yeah, just as we spoke in game 2, a little bit too much sideways passing from Queensland in those 2 movements. New South Wales covered them up and able to get up and put some pressure on Smith there. And he's come up with the fumble. They'll have to remind themselves of what worked in Melbourne, and that was straight hard running at the goal line. They come up with a couple of tries with that tactic.
Kosef packed into that scrum as hooker for New South Wales. Bartram for Queensland. 20 metres away from the New South Wales line for Dean Pay to make a good run, taking it out to the 30-metre line. Playing the back for Tuvi, they go on the blind side, and Brasher comes in. Then he draws the defence into him, gets a pass on for Ken McGuinness, and McGuinness is held just into Queensland's territory. Back on the left of the ground, they come away, and it's gone back on the right for Carroll. Carroll's got Brasher on one side of him. The ball goes to ground. Hill was there waiting expectantly as Coyne is put down on his own 40-metre line.
And it was so important there for New South Wales to get through their set of 6. We look at the tackles so far in this game as they're trying everything, Queensland. Passes going all over the place.
And here's Lamb looking to make a break up the middle.
Tackles just at the moment 42 by New South Wales, 15 Queensland.
Bartram then away on the left of the ground, running into the New South Wales defence in the middle.
I think we better strap ourselves in. This is going to be some game of football.
Now it's with Smith. Craig on the 30-metre line. Big start to State of Origin 3. Never mind about the rubber being dead. Queensland couldn't care less. Lamb and Aiken playing confidently. And now they try to break them down the right of the ground. Made to play the ball out there was O'Neill. And now for Dallas, who's angling back in and stepping. Taking it to within 5 metres. Tackle number 5. Away from Billy Moore. Aiken across then for O'Neill. O'Neill's over. It's another try. The Maroons are in again. 10 points to 0. Queensland after 12 minutes.
And here a very clever play from Queensland to go away from Adrian Lamb on the last tackle. Julian O'Neill, just his strength took him across. He carried Jamie Ainscough over. But so many of the New South Wales players would have been expecting it to go to the other side to Adrian Lamb. The pass from Aiken was a beauty. O'Neill had plenty to do. So too did the New South Wales defence, and they couldn't, from that close range, keep O'Neill from getting over.
Now, I think we can put this try down to a couple of intelligent plays. Number one, Brett Dallas has run out of dummy half. Right from the sideline, ate up plenty of New South Wales defence who chased him across to the post, and the quick play of the ball. And Jason Smith had the presence of mind to know that Brett Dallas was in the middle of the field, stayed on the wing to keep the New South Wales defence defending to a full line. That gave Julian O'Neill, who's playing centre, still the thought of a winger outside him. That's able to keep Matt Sears wide, looking at Jason Smith. Gets O'Neill one-on-one with his centre, and strength close to the line was able to force his way over. Had Jason Smith not been there, Julian O'Neill would have been an easy target. Clever play by Jason Smith.
Julian O'Neill playing in his 7th Origin encounter. Conversion of his own try. In front of him, 20 metres out. Looks good off the boot, coming around precisely. Beautiful kick by Julian O'Neill. 12-0, the Maroons. We're back for the restart again for New South Wales. And no doubt some furrows on the foreheads of the New South Wales officials.
Very noticeable tonight that the go forward from Queensland has been much better. I know they've had all the football.
12-0 as we welcome you back. Queensland 5 metres from the halfway line. Julian O'Neill, I guess, would have swapped just about anything in his life to have hit the ball in Melbourne like he did to convert his try just a few moments ago. This match would have been even more intense had that been the case. The kick into the vacant corner has Brasher bringing it away, then driven down. Coy in the tackle. Now for Terry Hill, making the 20-metre line. (12-0) Queensland with 2 converted tries as David Fairley loses his footing just outside the 20. Jeff Tooby running from dummy half earlier in the game tonight. Harrigan got a great pass away. Menzies is with it, but he's also got a lot of defence with him. An exciting start by Queensland, Trevor.
The difference between this game and the first 2 games was that Queensland had gone forward first before they've gone wide. New South Wales don't know how to handle it.
Terry Hill with a buffeting run on the right of the ground. And back they come for young Barrett to have to lean down and take it around the bootlaces, then putting a grubbing kick in, and Robbie O'Davis is put away by Matt Sears and Jamie Ainscough.
In the last few years, Ray, the Blues have had a call that they had to be next to score. Now that relates not only to being positive in attack, but also your defence. You can't allow the opposition to sneak away anymore. It's never been more important than this game tonight, where they're now giving away a 12-point start. I can't remember having to ever do that.
Now Adrian Lamb with a shortish pass for Jason Smith, and oh gee, that's one pass that Jason wishes he hadn't have given to Matt Singh out there. Steve Roach, Dean Pay took a caution from the referee after the O'Neill try.
Yeah, you can tell this is on the State of Origin. Teammates clashing. It was Dean Pay. He absolutely poleaxed Jason Smith. So this is real Origin stuff.
All right, we're with Ken McGuinness now from Tommy Raudonikis' own club, and put down and not over the sideline. Brasher a dummy half. Back now for Hill. Long ball across. That is fairly putting a fend on. And a penalty goes against Queensland inside the 10. And Eddie Ward was playing the advantage.
And a good advantage it was. And this is something, again, New South Wales were desperate for. A couple of sets of 6 in a row. Barrett just asking whether to kick for goal here or to put one into touch. Timmy Brasher stepping forward, and he is going to have a go for the sideline here, so they'll find touch around the 20. Well, not with that kick they won't. With 35 out. They are starting to mount a little bit of pressure.
Penalties 11. 2 players in the sin bin. Goddard and Johns. Tuvey there for Scurry. Down the left, down the blind side. Bumps away from one. Gets under a high shot from Bartram. Play back for Ainscough to the right. And then from Cossack. Into the hands of Barrett. 19 years of age on debut. Brasher away. Hill is with it. To the 10-metre line. And we're back for Ken McGuinness. Brasher, first receiver. Sweeps it for Barrett. He turns it inside for Harrigan. Gets a pass away. Picked up by Tuvey. Great ball by Harrigan. Second ball that he's thrown that has been really professional. Barrett is 10 metres out from the line now. Away and now for Ainscough. Ainscough puts a grubber in, and was he felled? It'll be a penalty. Penalty right in front for the Blues. Ainscough was taken out of it. Referee calling timeout.
It is a pet play from Jamie Ainscough. He's dropping a little grubber in behind for himself. He was cleaned up. Got a restricted passage. Wayne Bartram being called out for the tackle a couple of moments ago on Jeff Tuvey. Enormous swinging arm from Bartram. Jeff Tuvey pointing the post here. Need to get on the board, and this was a presentation 2 points. John Simon now on the field. This is the Bartram incident.
And they did enough there to impede the progress of Jamie Ainscough. Just getting back to Bartram, I've got to say, in fairness to him, he did appear to pull out of it. It was a high shot, but I just got the feeling that Wayne was trying to pull out of it. He's brought a caution from Eddie Ward, nevertheless, as we come up to the 19th minute. So right in front for John Simon, the Melbourne hero. 10 metres out. And first points coming up for the Blues. So there it is, 12 points to 2. Queensland, 2 converted tries. They came out of the blocks running, leading by 10 points now.
And just spare a thought for debutant Trent Barrett. Only 19 years of age, I think his first State of Origin game. That's hard enough. But now we're going to make it. We've got to give him 12 start. Everything's got to revolve around you. That's an ultimate test.
A little bit of indecision back there with the New South Wales receivers. It is Ken McGuinness who plays it, and Mark Carroll bringing it back. It was from a similar situation that we lost Clinton O'Brien. We'll get the boys on the sideline to give us an update on him, Clinton O'Brien, as soon as we can get down there. David Fairley is just shoveling it down for Cross-F, and he's met by Larson. And Bartram goes down around the legs to help Gary Larson. The Blues to the halfway line. Trailing by 10, played by Carroll to the right for Simon. And his kick heading for that sideline. The football stadium like most of the grounds, rolls away quite acutely into the corners.
And both Tim Brasher and John Simon, with the successive kicks that they've had in this first half, may look to go back inside their own 40-metre line and try and come up with a similar result. In fact, the first kick from Tim Brasher was only a metre or two outside the 40. Obviously, if he puts it into touch inside the 20 down there, it would be New South Wales scrum feed.
Steve Roach has got an update on the injuries to Andrew Johns and Clinton O'Brien. As Dallas was down, nobody was holding him, and he quite rightly got up and tried to go again. Yes, Stephen?
Yeah, Clinton O'Brien's got concussion. He will be back. Andrew Johns not so lucky. They've just finished stitching the inside of his mouth. Now they're starting on the outside.
Billy Moore.
He said that with a fair amount of joy.
That's what worries me about the bloke. I think he'd be well suited to ER on a Thursday night. Now from Jason Smith, away for Tierney, and Tierney is held there by Simon. Now, did he lose it? Yes, he did. But the referee said it was given some help. Penalty goes to Queensland. 41 metres out from their own line.
That does sound like block of shade, doesn't it? Something that's easy to spell. You see John Simon, the culprit, stripping the ball from Neil Tierney.
Just while this ball's coming back, in the Scottish hospital at Paddington, and having just undergone or undergoing emergency surgery, one of our brave young footballers from Penrith, Paul Whedon from the St Clair Club. Paul, the grandson of the great Harold Matthews, whose trophy was decided at the weekend. And Paul, from all the boys in the commentary box on the sidelines, we wish you well and hope for a speedy recovery. Played by Tierney, it's gone away from Goddard, and then for Lamb to put on a similar play that brought a try. Aiken swings it across for O'Neill, the try scorers passing from one to the other. 10-metre line for Goddard again to punch it on the left of the ground. Jason Smith running it 10 metres away. This is where they scored for O'Neill just a few minutes back. Then it's with Tierney, and he gives a beautiful ball. It's with O'Neill again, and Julian has pulled down. He's about 5 metres out. David Fairley holding him down as long as he could. Aiken, lofted pass. Lamb puts the kick in. Pressure out there for McGuinness. Oh, well done. It'll come out to the 20-metre line. I think he was saying a prayer as it came down.
Yeah, little Matty Sears might have had a tougher job here. The height of Ken McGuinness was certainly an advantage. He was under all sorts of pressure, but never took his eyes off the football, caught it in the in-goal area. Now, New South Wales bring it out of their own danger end.
12 points to 2. Queensland leading. Menzies with a little stutter, and then he makes a fine run before copping a big tackle from O'Davis over the top. Larson was underneath. Now they come away for John Simon to push it out for young Barrett. And then for Muir. And Muir is just inside the Queensland 40-metre line. They come down the blindside corridor. Simon, light on his feet there, John Simon. And then from Tuvey, away for Michael Butner. On debut, puts the kick in. The bounce is too big. And it's gone over the touch-in goal. It'll come out to the 20-metre line for the restart.
Michael Butner had a lot of time there to do any number of things. I think the kick actually goes out on the full. Oh no, it landed just in the field of play, but not the bounce Ken McGuinness was looking for. Things just settle down now for Queensland. The restart from the 20-metre line. Jamie Goddard finds Neil Tierney.
They've got to give Paul Vaughton a rap here too, Rabbits. He's made a very intelligent change to his defence line. Mark Coyne, a specialist right centre, has gone over into that very dangerous left centre position where New South Wales have caused them a lot of trouble. They're using his experience to mark up on Terry Hill. They look a lot safer out there than they have in the first 2 games.
Jamie Goddard, a couple of metres on his own side of the halfway. Now Lamb crossing that mark and then running into Adam Muir and also into Nick Cossett. They put him down. Played back and away from Goddard for Jeremy Sloss in his first session of play. From Moore to Lamb to O'Davis and back for Lamb. He couldn't get it. Tierney picks it up. And then after sweeping the floor, he gives it to Aiken. Aiken flick passes under pressure for Smith. Have a look at them, would you? Razzle-dazzle stuff. Anything goes. We've got nothing to lose. O'Neill, 15 out from the line. Playing it back for Goddard. And away for Jason Smith. With the ball out the front in both hands. He keeps them guessing, puts the kick in, and it goes out on the full.
Yeah, not easy to do that. Jason Smith ran a little too far with the football. It's not easy to run that quickly and then get a pinpoint accurate kick of that type. He just ran a little too far, didn't quite hit it sweetly enough, didn't get it high enough, and out over the sideline.
It might be razzle-dazzle stuff, but there's plenty of control involved. A flick pass from Ben Ikin. He knew exactly where it was going and who it was intended for.
Yeah, it's beautiful stuff. Love watching this type of football, but of course there's no need to be cautious. Now Terry Hill down the right-hand side of the ground, a couple of metres into Maroon's territory. Back for Tuvey. Now it's with Andrew Johns. Cuts out a couple and picked up on the half volley by Michael Buechner. Don't be surprised if he really has an impact here, Michael, tonight. Very talented player. On debut. Pay away from Barrett. Then on to the right for Hill. Brasher comes back on the inside. Hill is put down 32 metres away. 12 points to 2. 2 converted tries to Queensland. They got a shot on them early and they led 6-0 after 4. And then they did it again about 10 minutes later as O'Davis weathers the storm. And Ben Ikin, one of their heroes, coming off in a dazed condition. Brett Dallas is eventually put down over the top by Harrigan. What's the story on Ben Ikin, Trevor Gilmister?
Well, he copped an accidental knee off Michael Buechner, and I think they should expect him back shortly.
You sure it was accidental?
Of course it was.
Okay. I'll cop a tip.
With 27 minutes gone in this game, all the bench players have now found some game time. That's Stuart Kelly being tackled. He came on for the injured Ben Ikin. With a mix-up here, finally Goddard gets the ball to O'Neill. He gets a good kick in. A nice bounce for Brasher.
Brasher coming back to be taken by Stuart Kelly.
Yeah, end-to-end action and plenty of ball movement. I've been watching the front rowers for the last 2 or 3 minutes. They're usually the ones that are vulnerable in a fast game like this, getting reset in defence, but they're all doing a terrific job. They're really busting their hump out there to get into position.
Muir, who's just outside his own 40-metre line. Tuvey then for Pay, and Pay angling across into the arms of Billy Moore. Neil Tierney coming up to assist in the defence line. Now it's Kosef with a short ball. I don't know whether Harrigan had his eyes on that one. 6 more tackles though. They've come back with the football. John's able to get it away for Tuvey. Then they go across the 40-metre line as Pay gives it back for Barrett. Young Barrett was under pressure from the time he got the ball from O'Neill. Then Muir and Menzies put down on the 30-metre line.
He actually lost the football there. Queenslanders,
called by the touch judge.
They claimed it. New South Wales claiming that it was stripped by the Queensland defence, and that may be the ruling from the touch judge. No, it's going to be the Queensland feed. Menzies not happy. Takes the ball forward. There's the hand in there. No doubt Jason Smith pulled the ball free. It should have been a penalty to New South Wales, and that's what Jeff Tuvey is telling the referee.
And in turn, I think Eddie Ward said to Jeff Tuvey, the touch judge had the call, and I'm acting on his instruction. Oh, just a slap across the chin from young Barrett on O'Davis. Absolutely no malice in it whatsoever.
Trent Barrett claiming that it was around the neck area, not the head, but he did get him around the chin. He wasn't real impressed. He got up, wanted to go on with things. Cool heads prevailed, and the penalty now. Julian O'Neill finds touch. 5 short of the opponent's half.
You've just got to keep your eyes on the play in Origin football. Trent Barrett got up looking at the referee. Robbie O'Davis just put a little one on his chin to remind him that he was there. You've got to keep your wits about you.
Tremendous opening to the Origin, the 3rd Origin for the year, as the ball comes away from good defence. Brasher turning it away for Menzies to look around. The attack was too late. Play back for Tuvey. As Menzies and Bartram have a little bit of a scuffle up in back play. Fairley is tackled around the legs by Billy Moore. Over the top by Adrian Lamb. And then Fairley gets up and pushes the marker away. Lucky he didn't bring a penalty. Muir gets it away for Terry Hill. Hill is tackled 22 metres out from the line. Now they come across the ground, on the left of the ground. Barrett then for Johns. Johns away for Brasher. Brasher with a floating pass for Menzies. Menzies gets it away. And now it's Butner. Back it goes for Kosef. He does the dancing and will be made to play it on the 20-metre line. Kosef playing it back for his captain to run diagonally to the defence line. Johns, and then off the fingertips of Barrett. Loose ball, and the ball was propelled forward.
And good work by the Queensland defence there. They were stretched a couple of times, scrambled, got their way out of it, and then when they had time to reset on the slow play of the ball, rushed up quickly to put pressure on the New South Wales outside men. Trent Barrett, a ball probably not meant for him. He reached out at it, that balked fairly, and they've come up with a mistake.
Like rain falling at the football stadium, umbrellas up. As Matt Singh tries to make a break, and referee Eddie Ward again playing the advantage and penalising the Blues for being inside the 5 from the scrum. 8.5 minutes of the first half to go. 10 points the margin in favour of the Maroons. 2 converted tries against 1 penalty goal. As O'Neill finds the line. Odds of 15-8 into 6-4 available about Queensland before kick-off. 2's on the Blues. As Larson gets it 6 metres into New South Wales' area. Tierney. Hay comes in with Kosef. They end the big fellow's momentum. Lamb taunting the defence. Moore 31 metres away from the line. Busy out in the centres. And then it's Coy, pulled down by Menzies. A good shot. Traditional tackle. Behind one player for O'Neill, off the hands of Lamb. Finding Kelly now. 15 out, 5 tackles gone. Dallas away for Lamb, who peppers them again with the kick across the ground. The bat down, it's come down. Oh, Billy Moore, he had a shot at it. It's gone forward, and referee Eddie Ward calling it back.
Now, if you put enough bombs up, you're going to get a result sooner or later. And the thing about Queensland is they've ended nearly every set of 6 in this first half with an opportunity for an attacking kick. The law of averages says you're going to come up with points from bombs whenever you're in that position. New South Wales are losing the territorial battle in this first half.
Incidentally, Ben Ikin to score the first try was 18-1 with Colin Tidy's market. Sterlo has missed it again, I should point out. Tuvey.
Do keep trying that way.
I know you do.
Always in the hunt. Penalty here for New South Wales. They would love to get some more points on in this remaining 6.5 minutes. To do so, they need a good kick here from Andrew Johns and a couple of good charges to put the backs in attacking position late in the count.
So the tap. As we draw closer to half-time, we're 6 minutes out from it now. I saw Dean Poe trying to exchange some knowledge with young Trent Barrett. Harrigan slams it up. 30 metres. Playing it back for Tuvey, and Tuvey goes away for Carroll. So they've taken 3 big men forward, heading towards the centre all the time. Now they come back down the blind, then they go back to the centre, then they go to the right of the ground with Brasher. 18 metres away from the Queensland line, setting up something. They've worked on this one. Johns away for Barrett. Barrett away. Hill is with it. 8 metres out from the line. Penalty to the Blues. Eddie Ward continues to play this advantage, and I'll tell you what, he's playing it well. As the Blues now work it back to the centre with David Fairley. In fact, Dean Pay. Play back for Kosef. Kosef away for Barrett. Barrett up for Harrigan. Harrigan has thrown a couple of miraculous passes. This time, it's not coming. Tuvey, a dummy half, sweeping it. And then from Kosef, it's away for Johns. Oh, Johns has held it up for Menzies! And Menzies is over the line. Did he get it down?
I don't think he has.
It's held up in goal. Well, I'll tell you what, It's been a miraculous piece of defence from Queensland.
Unbelievable. And Queensland do this so often. Stephen Menzies, I think, relaxed. A great ball from Andrew Johns. A variation on the play they used not 30 seconds ago. And Menzies, I felt, for sure he thought, and Matt Singh is there again. How often has he done that in Origin football?
Yeah, Singh and Jason Smith here. Smith was very important as well because he got his hand on the football and rolled him over. He has not got the ball down. Can protest all he likes, Steve Menzies, but the ball never touched the ground.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, and I tell you what, Eddie Ward has got to thank his in-goal judge. He was right on top of it, or right underneath it, whichever way you want to look at it.
Well, there's a problem for Matt Singh. So at the moment, 12 men out there for Queensland. New South Wales still on the attack, of course. They've got the scrum feed.
One of the Queensland trainers rushing onto the ground. He actually grabbed one of the Queensland forwards and forced him onto the ground. Obviously aimed at delaying the scrum until they could get Matt Singh or somebody out there.
They fed the ball and Adrian Lamb was over with the referee. The players just decided the scrum was set, let's go.
Worked by Tuvey, away for Barrett, and Barrett comes across the ground. Brasher put down just inside the 20. Trevor Gilmeister.
Well, Queensland have a bit of a problem. Their only reserve at the moment is Neil Tierney. Obviously, he's not a back. The other three with concussion at the moment.
Michael Buettner playing it there. Kosev clapping the hands. Wants a quicker play the ball if he can get it. And it's with Carroll now. The Blues without a try. Coming up to half-time. Can they change that? Johns, a long pass to Barrett. Then he tries to put Menzies over again. Menzies is pulled out. 7 metres out from the line. Then for Barrett again. Coming across the ground for Johns. And then it's put down by Kosev and Queensland. They're up in their face.
Yeah, they can. And they can thank Mark Coyne on the previous play. Mark Coyne's got no winger outside him with Matt Singh being taken from the field. He had Adrian Lamb filling in and he raced up offside to turn Trent Barrett back on the inside. From that play, New South Wales spread the ball across the field, and again, Brett Dallas took the odds to getting up out wide and forcing the error with some pressure. They got their backs to the wall, the Queenslanders, but they won't let go.
2.5 minutes to the break. Jason Smith just inside his own 30-metre line. That rain getting heavier. More. Now for Tierney. This ball is starting to probably become a little bit greasy. Kosev to the right for Hill. Over there he's met by Bartram. Tuvey then for Carroll. With this rain coming down more heavily, of course, it's making this 10-point margin even greater. Johns into the hands of Harrigan. Harrigan pulled down by Goddard around the legs. And now from Johns back for Kosev. Kosev trying to find an opening up the centre, but Queensland have offered them little. Tuvey for Johns again. He puts a grubbing kick across. He's looking for Brasher. Brasher! He has scored! Did he get it down? Tim Brasher. The referee is calling timeout, talking to the in-goal judge. He's heading over to talk to the touch judge, who is standing in the in-goal, which indicates that
No try.
he has indicated to his referee that the ball was deflected forward.
He actually got possession, Tim Brasher, and knocked on. He couldn't get the ball down again. He's got possession there, and it pops out. Again, never got the ball down.
So no try. Eddie Ward did not know. His in-goal judge, I don't know that he was sure of the matter, and the touch judge, on whose side it all happened, has had the call. There it is, popping out, and an excellent piece of work, or an excellent piece of advice from the touch judge on the left-hand side. This is Goddard. The break 30 seconds away. Brasher. Pulled down by O'Neill and by Dallas. And away from Butner. Sears. The Blues desperately looking to crack Queensland. Ball coming off Butner. This is play on. Kelly gets it away. Dallas is on his way. The hands go up, but the referee's called it back. Eddie Ward, it's called half-time. Apparently he's found that the ball was deflected forward by the Maroons. And so at half-time, Queensland over New South Wales with 2 converted tries. Try scorers were Icon and O'Neill. 12 points to 2. As the players take a break, so too will we around Australia on Channel 9's coverage of the third state of origin. We will break and come back, Peter and Phil, with the highlights of the first half from the Sydney Football Stadium. And welcome back now to the Sydney Football Stadium, which is waiting for the half-time activities out in the middle to come to an end. New South Wales shed. No signs of any panic whatsoever. It's been a methodical half-time from Tom Raudonikis. Probably it is something they quite expected would happen. The Ben Icon first half was quite incredible. He started the match. He scored the try at the 4th minute. He was involved in some enterprising play, and then he got involved in this head clash, and it looks like it's come from one of his own teammates there, Julian O'Neill. New South Wales leaving the sheds and on their way back to be greeted by this 12 points to 2 deficit. But it's really been a magnificent start for Queensland. The boys have said that, and Paul Vaughton would be ecstatic at the start that his team has given him. Queensland coming down the football stadium tunnel. Correction, they hadn't left the rooms. Icon, after that head clash, he was involved in a passage of play that Peter and Phil didn't get a chance to go back through. This was really an exhibition of confidence from the Queenslanders. As I said in the commentary at the time, they can afford to throw caution to the wind, but this pass from Icon, what's this? An example of just how high the confidence was running. So a match that's had everything. There's been some brawling, there's been some very big tackling, some great attack. And Queensland carry this 10-point margin into the second half. Rain has eased just fractionally. Series are level at 8 apiece. For you people that like to keep a record of where they are, this is the 51st Origin. Queensland have won 26-24. We're just waiting for the nod that everybody's ready, and so the second half is underway. The last half of Origin football for this year, and a mistake by New South Wales. So a dusty start for them as Kelly is put down about 5 metres away from the line. This is Larson, bombarded by Harrigan, and then from Goddard they go wide to Lamb. Jason Smith tries to step inside Adam Muir. He's Eventually put down by him with the help of Carroll and Harrigan, as it's played back and swept away from Goddard to Lamb, and now for Moore. 5 tackles gone for Queensland. They're 10 metres out from the line. Lamb looking for the running. Coyne has got downward pressure on it. It's a try. Scored by Mark Coyne. It was there for Coyne and Romeo Davis. And Coyne has got there in time.
It took 3 minutes in the first half. It's taken 1 in the second. And this is how Queensland got the football. Mark Carroll hit on the chest from the Tim Brasher pass, but he dropped it. Finally, Billy Moore dived on the football, and on the last tackle, the precision absolutely perfect. And Mark Coyne, he didn't panic. He didn't try and catch it on the full. He just allowed the ball to land and threw his body on it. A great kick from Adrian Lamb. Not easy to find space in behind a defence this close to the line. And Mark Coyne, he handled it superbly.
It was on the last tackle. And Adrian Lamb is having a whale of a game, taking them round the park. The kicks, the reaction of Paul Vaughton.
I thought prior to half-time, Ray, that New South Wales were going a lot the better. They now have it all to do. I still think they're in the football game. Given the weather, though, it is going to be extremely difficult. And Adrian Lamb's not only having a great game, he's had a tremendous series.
O'Neill then off the tee, and he's got it online tonight. Julian O'Neill enlarges the lead. 18 points to 2 at the 42nd minute. Just the start that Queensland wanted. As Peter said, they got it at the start of the game. They've got it at the start of the second half. Just what the coach wanted, just what Queensland wanted. Jeremy Schloss. 18 points to 2 as we welcome viewers back to State of Origin 3 for Coca-Cola. Queensland with 3 converted tries. Away from Goddard. Billy Moore. 5th tackle, a couple of metres short of the halfway line. Goddard looking on the right. Kick for Jason Smith. Brasher watching it like a hawk. And the scrum is going to form out on the 10-metre line. Trevor Gilmester was with the Queenslanders at halftime. Trevor, yes?
Well, Queensland in trouble. They're lucky got this lead at the moment because they've got no reserves. Matt Singh's off the hospital. He's got an ankle injury. Ben Eichen is off the hospital, and doesn't look like Craig Smith and Clinton O'Brien will be back either.
Well, it's a bleak story from the emergency ward, but not on the scoreboard. As Trevor said, luckily they're in front. Steve Roach, what about on the other side of the passageway?
Well, Tommy was saying to his boys, it's the first time in the series they've had their backs against the wall. We'll see what they're made of. He said, come off your line in defence. There's too many easy yards. Number up. It's that simple. We will get some more footy in the second half. Be patient. The tries will come. And let's make sure that we get on the scoreboard early in this second half.
Which is precisely what didn't happen. Mark Carroll's had the ball stolen from him in more than a one-on-one situation. So the tap will be taken by Tuvey near the halfway line. Harrigan, a good run, taking him about 9 metres into Queensland's area. Carroll now. So the 2 prop forwards have taken it 20 metres between them, and they go across to the second rowers, just working on the side of the ruck with Muir and then Brasher. Hill. And straight into Mark Coyne. Blocking the left in defence. Muir. Long ball for Johns. Equally for Barrett. Barrett then got a decoy run from Kosef before finding Buechner. 20 metres out from the line. This is the last. Johns With precious little football under his belt in 97. Brasher goes high and comes down with it for the turnover.
Well, the worst thing that's happened to New South Wales has been half-time, really. They had the ascendancy late in the first 40 minutes. That early try has really knocked the stuffing out of them. It stunned the crowd. And the one thing that does stick in my mind is the fact that they've scored 1 point in 80 minutes of football. And that's the 2 last 40 minutes of the previous matches.
Brett Dallas. Tierney. Oh! He ran into Harrigan. It didn't look to be such a big hit. Billy Moore has lived out there tonight. Given the predicament they've got, is it any wonder? Queensland back with the ball. 6 more. 40-metre line. Lamb. Jinking. Coy. Try scorer. 1 minute into the second half. Larson. Bartram. Moore. O'Neill. 28 metres out now from the Blues line. On the left of the ground for Lamb. A face ball across for O'Davis. On the second bounce for Stuart Kelly. Turns it back inside. Coyne it is that'll play the ball back for Goddard. Last tackle. And Smith gets a kick in, but it gave nobody a chance.
There's a poor option from Jason Smith. He ran with the ball out in front. He had about 5 things on his mind. What made him kick back to the left-hand side, I don't know. He probably got a call here from Mark Coyne, but executed it very poorly and really let the pressure off New South Wales there.
Harrigan again with a solid run up the middle. Johns with quick passing away to his Novocastrian teammate Adam Muir. Just inside Queensland's area. Johns again distributing wide for Barrett to go back for Kosef, across for McGuinness, and then for Ainscough, working in limited territory, but a foot on the line. Trevor, the positional changes for Queensland.
Yeah, obviously with the injuries, Jason Smith's gone to 5'8", Stuart Kelly's on the wing, and a lot must be said for Neil Tierney. He hasn't played a full game for a full half for a long time, for a couple of years, and a lot rests on his shoulders tonight.
Steve Roach, Terry Hill, an injury.
Yeah, he has a torn groin muscle. He will not be back. And what an empty feeling this will be for New South Wales if they get beat. They've won the series, but in front of their home crowd.
It's Robbie O'Davis now.
That's the thing, Ray. At the end of this game, they're going to present them with the shield. They'll head off on a victory lap. They won't want to be on the end of the losing scoreline. If that's the case, it really takes away all the good work they've done in games 1 and 2. For Queensland, if they do hang on and win this, they've got to feel a little bit unlucky. Only 1 point and 2 point in the first 2 games. Here's a chance for New South Wales.
Little knock-on was detected there from Stuart Kelly.
I get the feeling they're still in it, the Blues. I mean, Queensland aren't doing a lot with the football. New South Wales seem to be structuring some sort of attack every time they get the ball. They just need a spark. They need someone to make a break or to get some points on the board and have Queensland on the back foot. At the moment, the game's in a very precarious position.
The one thing you can't do in State of Origin is just hang on.
Tuvey. Kosef. Kosef is on the 20-metre line. Queensland's end. Carroll. Bumping run.
Yeah, here they come.
Tierney and Larson. 10 metres out from the line. Tuvey. Across. Ainscough. Inside. McGuinness. Now they're 9 metres away. Taken by Johns. Now it's away for Barrett. Brasher. Johns again. Last tackle is with us. Tuvey.
McGuinness desperately tries to get the ball away. Referee says play on, and it's put over the dead ball line by Goddard. So a line dropper.
Clever work from Ken McGuinness to get the ball out of the tackle. They tried to wrap him up. It was the last. Andrew Johns. McGuinness runs straight. If he'd have thrown the long pass, Jamie Ainscough was unmarked. I know it's easy from the grandstand. And Andrew Johns just gets the nice weight on the kick at the end.
But a chance to come back with the use of the football. Menzies tries to bust them with brute strength. Larson meets him with just that. Harrigan. Tuvey. Pay. Carroll. 9 metres out from the line. The Blues yet to score a try. Johns away for McGuinness. McGuinness playing inside Ainscough. Ainscough now. Johns. And then for Barrett. High tackle. We'll see a penalty go to New South Wales. Bartram and Brasher come away. Young Barrett on the ground underneath that melee. Brasher will be called over.
I think it was important for Trent Barrett and for New South Wales for him to take on the line like that. He stood and passed all night, looking for the second man play most often. He's got to reinforce in the Queensland defence that he's prepared to run the footy as well.
So Tuvey realising that it's a desperate situation, taking the tap. Kosef! 5 metres out from the line. Tuvey rushing into dummy half for Butner. Then for Johns. Cut-out ball on the bounce through the legs of McGuinness. Ainscough. But they've lost many, many metres. Menzies. Johns. Pay got a pass for Butner. Ball is knocked out. Queensland have got it. I wouldn't have been surprised had he have ordered a knock on there against Queensland.
Yeah, tremendous defence by the Browns, though. They've kept them out now for 3 sets of 6 in a row. A line drop out and a penalty in front of the post. But they keep clinging on. They, in fact, won ground in that set of 6 defence. And that's the sort of spirit that Paul Borton is looking for. New South Wales have got to stop going sideways. They've got to get some angles back on the inside where these tired forwards are.
Billy Moore.
From that penalty, Wayne Bartram has also been placed on report.
Jason Smith running into a big tackle from Harrigan. From Goddard. Finding Lamb. Going back for O'Davis. And the clear down for Brasher. Matt Sears put away by Billy Moore, and then a jostle up between Sears and O'Neill in back play as Tuvey plays football. Play back for Brasher to give it to Kosef. New South Wales down by 16 points, 18 points to 2. Trailed by 12 to 2 at half-time. Michael Butner. New South Wales have had a feast of possession. Simon is back on again. Johns and Menzies combine. Off the hand of Simon. And it's 5 tackles, play on. Play by Carroll. Simon on the blind side. Smith came up out of the line. Johns tried to get a catch and pass on it. But Queensland have been given the turnover.
That was poor dummy half play from Jeff Tuvey, standing and passing the football. It took precious time away from his outside men. They were up very quickly. Really need to throw that one off the ground.
15 minutes gone in the second half. Coyne. Held by Harrigan. as Goddard goes for a rare run out of dummy half.
And I think we'll see a lot more of that, Ray. Queensland look as though they're going to conserve energy with the ball and just wait for their defensive work. That may invite New South Wales back into the game. They can't stop being positive, Queensland. That's what got them to an 18-2 lead.
20-metre line underneath Adrian Lamb as Goddard sweeps it to the right for Smith. He's put the kick in. Julian O'Neill might be in front of the kicker. The ball has bounced over the in-touch, in-goal line.
Well, he's pointed back to under the crossbar here, so he's saying that New South Wales have touched it. In fact, he's right. Tim Brasher did push it out. I agree. I thought Julian O'Neill was offside. It should have been a penalty.
Well, it certainly made Brasher have to play at the ball, didn't it? Seeing the maroon jersey there. If O'Neill was onside, he wouldn't have been there. Brasher may have had the opportunity of letting the ball go. He just sees the maroon jersey and has to make a play at the football.
So Queensland coming back with Jeremy Schloss playing at 25 metres out from the line. This is Bartram getting it away, and now it's gone away from O'Davis, out for Billy Moore. Moore is pulled down 10 metres out from the line. Queensland looking for try number 4. A sloppy played the ball from Moore, then from Lamb, and it's with Tierney. Centre of the park. Goddard, Lamb, cross Larson, finding Smith, then O'Neill. Infield comes Dallas. Jason Smith again. And oh, he only had to direct the pass. And Brett Dallas was in singing ragtime.
It was just too simple. I don't think he could believe how the New South Wales defence opened up on the short side. Here he sees he's only got Matt Sears to beat. He looks up and Brett Dallas couldn't take the pass. It was ill-directed behind him, but a real chance gone begging there for Queensland. New South Wales very lazy on the short side.
Singing ragtime.
They're singing ragtime at the moment. 18 points to 2, only 23 minutes left in the game. I still don't think they're out of it. I still think if New South Wales can score, that might be a spark to open up their football. But from up here, it's hard to tell what the conditions are like down there on the sideline. We see a lot of rain coming down.
Well, this is a blood bin on Jeff Tuvey. He leaves the field. John Simon slots into halfback. 95 metres for them to travel here. They need to start doing something very, very quickly.
Sears picked up and driven down by the combined effort of O'Neill and Jason Smith. This is Fairley.
And Matt Sears is such a dangerous broken field player. He's probably wasted out on the wing. Tim Brasher's had a look at this with defence a few times during the series. I'd give Matt Sears a look back at fullback and see if he can't prize something open for the Blues.
Having said that, Brasher, a long run towards the 40-metre line. Now Harrigan. Simon. Johns. Dummies for Fairley. Finds Payne. Oh, Barrett's copped it again.
Jason Smith's the man.
Well, Barrett had to come off the bench when Tuvey went to the blood bin, and he's run into another high shot.
Well, he's not on report, it's just a caution. Yeah, two players moving quickly. Nah, fairly tame there, I think. He did get him high. Right for the referee to penalise and caution, but no need for a report, even though he plays for Parramatta Sterling.
Need him Friday, mate.
So you'd have to think that with the possession they've had, New South Wales are due, if nothing else, to break Queensland, who hold a commanding lead of 18-2. Johns running to McGuinness. McGuinness for Ainscough! That's a try! That's a try! Scored by Jamie Ainscough! 18-6, and the Blues have finally scored a try.
And they've persisted and persisted back in this right-hand corner. Finally, the evasion of Andrew Johns. He took 2 and 3 across, and they just ran out of numbers. Stuart Kelly didn't read it particularly well. He could have drifted further out earlier to get over in front of Ainscough, but he stayed interested with McGuinness. paid the penalty because he left too much room on the outside for Ainscough to sneak around.
They're inexperienced on the wing. He was guilty of coming in defence in Origin 2. They've obviously asked him to stay out to align himself with the other defenders, but he didn't really trust Mark Coyne, who really had McGuinness covered and left it all too late to get to Ainscough, who slides over in the corner. 18-6. Is that the spark, Rabbits?
I don't know, but it's certainly better than going the other way, and that's the way the scoreboard has been running. So Andrew Johns, the #1 goal kicker for the team, from the sideline, from where Julian O'Neill was successful at the 15th minute tonight. 21 outs, and he's pushed it too wide. So New South Wales get their first try, but they are in arrears by 12 points after 1 hour of football. As Phil Gould just said, or just asked, is that the spark? I know that it'd be justice for them to do a lap of honour in front of a crowd that they've won in front of. Okay. This is Kosef. Carroll. Oh, Drew Fairley. I don't know whether he took his eyes off it or what happened, but it was a pretty simple old turnover. Larson then playing it back, and it's with Bartram, who's been in few spiteful little altercations. 25 metres away from the New South Wales line. Are they about to shut them out? They've just given them a little sniff of it by allowing them in for a try.
Now Robbie O'Davis, 2 metres out from the line. Queensland looking to insert the last nail. It's away from Lamb. Then a drop goal attempt from O'Neill has been eventually taken in by Carroll.
Yeah, that was the play. A field goal to make it 13. Oh, we've got a knock on here from Ken McGuinness. I still think the field goal is the play. If they haven't scored in 3 or 4, pop one over. That would just about break the spirit. It allowed, by going 2 passes wide too slowly, it allowed the defence to be close to Julian O'Neill and get the charge down. And then a shocking play of the ball from Mark Carroll. He's put pressure on his side twice now. The pass to Fairley moments ago, and that poor play of the ball.
Okay, the scrum going down. 22 metres out from the Blues line. Steve Roach on the sideline.
Yeah, well, very important the New South Wales team get Jeff Tuvey back on. He's so dangerous from dummy half. Although the Queensland forwards have done a good job, they're tiring badly.
Vital scrum, particularly for the Blues. Well, I thought they were inside the 5, to be honest with you. O'Neill is able to beat 2 of them. Lamb was there in support. Held down by Brasher. 11 metres out from the line. O'Brien is back on. This is Schloss. Now they're 8 metres from the line. Queensland looking for their 4th try. Goddard away for O'Davis. Oh, desperate tackle by Butner. From Goddard for Lamb. A decoy from O'Brien. Larson is with it. Holding John Simon away. Menzies is there.
I still think O'Neill wants the football to kick a field goal.
Now they go back straight to Lamb. He gets away from Menzies. Can't get a clean shot at it. Oh, Brasher's take was a beauty. Brasher gets it back to the 20-metre line.
Well, I still think Jamie Goddard's run on about the 3rd tackle to the far side was the wrong one. The pressure wasn't on early in the tackle count. They had a chance to kick one earlier and trying to scramble one then.
Dean Pay. Tuvey. Fairley. McGuinness. Johns. Batted down and straight to Lamb.
Yeah, 15 minutes to go right now. It becomes, for Queensland, a game of time in possession. 15 minutes to go, a minute for each set of 6. If they can get 50% of the ball and keep controlling it for their 6 tackles, they give New South Wales probably only 8 or 10 sets of 6 left in the game to score 3 times to win. They've got to get to their 6 tackles every time, control possession. For New South Wales, they've got to get some repeat sets. They've got to keep putting the ball in the air, try and force some penalties. This isn't going to help their cause.
Well, you've got to kick for goal here, and can you believe it? Been marched 10 metres to flicking the football away, and that has just made this kick for goal markedly easier. Goddard found some good metres up the middle of the ruck, taken by Brasher and Carroll. The ball comes loose. It was pushed out by Mark Carroll. And then Steve Menzies kicks the football away to give them a further 10.
You know, I'd like to change my last comment. It doesn't get down to time of possession now. It gets down to kicking this goal, because that would make it almost impossible.
He's kicked beautifully tonight, Julian O'Neill. Largely responsible for that scoreline. And this time he's offline. 18-6. The rain still tumbling down at the Sydney Football Stadium.
It just leaves the door ajar. It's not over yet for the Blues.
Bartram running into the shoulder of Dean Pay. Not an advisable pastime. New South Wales with it. Barrett offloading for McGuinness. Incredible amount of times the ball has come to the right in attack for New South Wales. Sears on the other side of the ground with Michael Buettner have seen a scant amount of football.
I guess the equation hasn't changed that much. For New South Wales to win the game, they've still got to score 3 times. They're 12 behind now. If O'Neill had have kicked that goal, I don't think Queensland could have got beaten.
Muir. Ainscough. Wide ball. Buettner. Smith's got him in his sights. Sears. Ainscough. Back for Johns. Great ball movement. Harrigan. Johns. Short ball for Muir. Sears. Now away from Cossack for Brasher. "38 metres away after all of that." Tuvey. Ainscough. McGuinness. Johns. Barrett. Punching a grubbing kick into the end goal. Dallas is there. And he takes it over the dead ball line for the line drop out to restart.
Very clever kick there from Trent Barrett. Not easy to thread the needle and stop it up in time, especially with the greasy conditions. Sometimes the ball shoots on. That was a very difficult kick. The execution was tremendous. Dallas thought about bringing it back in, but realised Buettner was in close attendance.
A good experience from Brett Dallas too. I mean, the greasy conditions, if he had taken Buettner on, wouldn't have taken that much of a jolt to get that ball to come free. And took the odds to the line drop out in another set of 6 defence.
And this could be the biggest set of 6 in the game for New South Wales.
It's not over yet.
.11.5 to go. Carroll on the kick return to the 40-metre line. Tuvey away from dummy half. and pulled down on the 30. Carroll is his dummy half. Then Johns. Johns goes across for McGuinness to go in for Ainscough, to come back to the centre for Carroll. Catch and pass for Kosef. Then for Butner. Butner tries to bust them. 23 metres away from the Queensland line. Sears. Kosef. Muir. Out the back for Tuvey. Good pass by Muir. Simon with the catch and pass. Johns with the kick. And Robbie O'Davis, who has been just so good right through the series, cleaning it up. Moore.
Trevor Gilmister spoke about the bounce of the ball not going Queensland's way in the first two games. This bounce did. If it goes towards the sideline at all from Andrew Johns, Ainscough scores. But the ball sat up and that gave O'Davis time to get there.
Oh, mighty defence. Herculean defence. Harrigan is worried about Jason Smith.
Again, a huge play for the Blues. Stuart Kelly out from dummy half, slits over, and John Simon does a good job of rounding him up. The ball slips out the back, and now Harrigan finishes him off. I think he's got a head clash in the back of the head there, which won't help him.
Brings back memories of Ian Roberts on the same player, Jason Smith, at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. So another vital player coming away for Queensland, coming off. Blood bin ordered.
He still looks like he'll be there Friday, Burp, Stella.
He'll be there, he's tough enough.
Brasher putting on a sprint. He thought about giving it to Carroll, then decided to use his own speed. Kosef. That's how close they are. Harrigan. Larson comes up and takes him. 10 metres out, centre of the ground. Johns. Kosef. Back for Sears. Lurking across the ground. Put away. 18-6. 9 minutes to go. Carroll. Ball comes out and the referee says play on.
Maroon's lucky to escape that. They were a mile offside. Carroll coming up the centre of the ruck. He tried to offload. Hit his own hand, in fact, and it bounced back for Billy Moore.
O'Davis. Smith heavily bandaged. Oh, Kelly. Dallas. My goodness, Paul Harrigan for New South Wales has been strong tonight. I understand they're trailing by 12, but he really has involved himself tonight, Paul Harrigan.
Yeah, what a game the Chiefs had. So too Gary Last and Billy Moore leading the tackle count, which again they always seem to do, but so often tonight their clean-up has been so important for their team. Timmy Brasher gets around Goddard, comes to O'Neill, finds Butner. Time starting to run out for the Blues.
Kosef put down over the top by Dallas, then from Ainscough. Long ball for Simon. This is McGuinness. Puts a fend out on Kelly. Almost to the halfway line. Muir. There's that pass that some ridicule him for. Really his trademark. Michael Butner.
Got to go forward, get some second phase play going forward.
A nasty tackle on Michael. He's clutching at that knee, as you can see. He bent over, buckled over in the tackle very awkwardly.
That'll be his left ankle and under all those bodies. There's a tendency when you're behind on the scoreboard to want to try and keep the ball alive, and New South Wales have fallen into that trap rather than just going forward and eating up the yards and hoping for the little jink or someone to miss a tackle. They really haven't asked Queensland to miss a tackle in this second half. They've tried to go around them at every opportunity.
Mark Coyne involved in that defence, or was it Julian O'Neill, which was leading me down to Trevor Gilmeister, a comment on the game tonight by Mark Coyne.
Yeah, I think he's a superb defensive effort carried on from the game in Melbourne. He's got young Stewie Kelly outside him, an inexperienced winger, and he's been great.
So no luck for Michael Buettner in his debut match. A lot of pain coming up from that ankle.
I'll come back to Mark Coyne, Ray. I mean, I do think it's a tremendous stroke by coach Paul Vaughton. I said it earlier in the game. Everyone would have expected Mark Coyne to play at right centre, his favourite position, and Julian O'Neill to take up left centre. But they knew New South Wales would like to attack him down this right-hand side, and they've gone for his experience.
Barrett did well, got a pass in for McGuinness, who backed up superbly. Queensland had a chance and knocked on. This will be a New South Wales loose head and feed.
I think that's a pretty tough call against Robbie O'Davis. Pass goes back inside from Barrett to McGuinness. He beats Smith. Knocked back by Billy Moore, and then I think it's just kicked straight into Robbie O'Davis. I don't even think he played at it.
To be working the scrum that will give New South Wales one of their last opportunities. As Peter pointed out, though, they've still got to score twice to force the draw. Kosef. Johns.
Harrigan slamming himself into the defence, getting a pass out. Now it's Brasher.
15 metres out from the line. Tuvey choosing which way to go.
Going himself up the centre. The pass away for Johns. Johns is over. The Blues are over. Under the uprights. It will be 18-12.
And we've got the grandstand finish we were looking for, because this will be 6 points. That will bring New South Wales to within 6. Jeff Tuvey, as he's done so often at the highest level, finds some space. Andrew Johns, a marvellous effort, not only to be there, but to get the arm out with two players hanging off him. Tuvey, well, he's making this dummy half running almost an art form. Clinton O'Brien struggling to stop him from passing the football, and Andrew Johns, he gets through Goddard, he takes on O'Davis and reaches out to score. And you do think that New South Wales in the remaining 4 minutes are going to have a good chance to at least even this ball game up.
Of course they are. They wasted a lot of time going sideways, and Jeff Tuvey's finally found the mark back through the play the ball.
The conversion successful, 18-12. What have we got? 5 minutes.
Well, Queensland have done this to New South Wales so often. It would be only fitting if they could drag one back tonight.
Carroll. Tuvey.
Now, there's a touch judge. For a moment, a touch judge had come on down the far end of the ground, but that's not the case. It's just the in-goal judge has gone walkabout. Now, Menzies.
Well, do they go high, or do they try and get it into the in-goal area and get another set of 6?
Harrigan. From Tuvey there for Johns. Now for
Simon. He kicks into the corner and finds the line.
A good kick in the wet weather down the sideline. If it had stayed in field, Robbie O'Davis would have had to make a play at it, and he couldn't have stopped from running out over the sideline and giving New South Wales another set of 6, but it went straight on. There's still time. Queensland, they'll get 1 minute with the ball even if they play out their 6. and give New South Wales another couple of opportunities before time is out.
Jeff Tuvey wants to feed the scrum.
I bet he does.
But he also is blowing up because Adrian Lamb was there with one of the trainers, and time had not been called off, so the clock was ticking.
Coyne put away by Ken McGuinness, who's floated from wing to centre and back again. Bartram on his own 30-metre line. Jenny will have the Nokia $1,000 man of the match at the end of the game. And Peter and Phil wrap it up. Queensland looking now fairly definite of victory. Here's Brasher. Brasher. An incisive run back to the halfway. Simon. Johns. Fairley. 40-metre line. Just over 2 minutes to go. Tuvey to the left. Kosef. Tuvey again. Harrigan, a juggle. Then an offload. Well done. Sears, Johns, Simon. Then Menzies. Menzies is 15 out and over the sideline. Tremendous tackling by Queensland.
Match-winning tackling. They'd have had 2 rucks left. They'd have had a kick at the end. And Mark Coyne, he caps a magnificent defensive game with this effort. He had some help, but he started it all himself by driving Menzies towards the sideline. Then O'Davis came in, then Kelly helped. And that's won them the game.
Adrian Lamb coming away. This crowd tonight right up to expectations. They were thinking 35,000, 33,241.
Tim Brasher would have given Adrian Lamb a warning shot or just a reminder in that last set of 6. Whatever happens at the end of these 5 tackles, Queensland have got to kick it out over the sideline. They can't kick it to Brasher like they did last time and have him cut them up.
Bartram. As Brasher waits. And a penalty to the Blues. Well, now they've got the chance that they probably were only dreaming of.
20 seconds.
Menzies away for Ainscough to eventually get it in. 13 seconds on the clock. Menzies his pass to Simon. 7 seconds on the clock. Simon's kick. 3 seconds on the clock. O'Davis has come down with the ball. Let him take it home with him. He really has been something special. Queensland have won the closing State of Origin. Paul Vaughton with the monkey off the back. 18 points to 12. Queensland over the Blues.